So I do want to get to the news that you are joining us about, which is some of these new technological and innovation-based investments in your state, specifically around a startup called Gatik, which is autonomous trucking. That being said, I think we would be remiss if we didn't ask about several of these major topics that are in the news more broadly right now that have become not only the subjects of debate and controversy politically and socially, but for corporate America as well. And I want to start with that so-called heartbeat bill that is being implemented in your state. Forbes is out with a survey with a headline that 2/3 of college-educated workers may avoid Texas now because of this abortion ban. What's your response?
So you do see some publications who try to categorize the Texas business environment based upon the positions that the Texas legislature takes. However, the truth of the matter shows something completely different. The Federal Reserve puts out a report every single month that shows the mobility of people moving from one state to another. Month after month after month, including the most recent month, shows that people are choosing to move to Texas more than any other state in the United States, and it's not even close. And so regardless of some hand-wringing by some publications, the people who are not wringing their hands are the people who create jobs, that run businesses, that care about their daily lives. And people are choosing Texas over any other state. And part of that is because of our low regulations, our no income tax. In fact, we constitutionally banned an income tax in the state of Texas. But we have a terrific business climate, which is exactly why Gatik, for example, chose to come to the state of Texas and improve its mobile innovation. And so companies are choosing Texas because it has the superior business climate.
I totally understand that. And certainly Texas consistently ranks high on CNBC's list of top states for business. But right or wrong, for better or worse, I mean, you do have businesses that have not been shy to react to some of these political or social topics as of late, be it whether it's the abortion situation, whether it is some of the voting laws that are being implemented. We've certainly seen that happen in Georgia. I know you're in the process of implementing some voting reforms in Texas as well that are getting a lot of attention. Maybe it's because of their workforces. Maybe it's because of investors insisting on ESG. But aren't you worried that some of the major employers in your state are going to respond negatively or potentially pull investment or donation dollars in light of some of these topics?
So first, again, we continue to see a massive influx of these employers coming in the state of Texas because, candidly, not only do they like the business environment, but, Morgan, you need to understand that there's a lot of businesses and a lot of Americans who like the social positions that the state of Texas is taking. It's very important that I address one thing that you raised because it kind of explains part of this process. You raised the issue about the election integrity law that did just pass the Texas legislature and that it will be signing. And if you go back a few months in time, back when Major League Baseball moved its all-star game out of Atlanta, and there was a big to-do in the state of Texas between Texas as well as Major League Baseball about that, as well as some big companies in the state of Texas that came out and criticized the state of Texas for the position that we were taking. But, Morgan, this is important. When they learned the facts of what the election integrity law does in the state of Texas, they realized that Texas was adding more time to vote. Texas was making it easier to vote than before the law passed. Let me just give you one quick example, and that is Texas has almost 2 weeks of early voting to make it very easy for people to vote. And in the president's home state of Delaware, they have 0 days of early voting. So it's far easier for people to vote in Texas or even in New York than it is in so many other places. And so if people look at the facts, they realize, wait a second, Texas really is a well-governed state.
So I just want to put a fine point on this. Are you saying that all of these policies are actually helping to bolster business right now?
Again, people vote with their feet. And this is not slowing down businesses coming to the state of Texas at all. In fact, it is accelerating the process of businesses coming to Texas, particularly, Morgan, interestingly. They are leaving the very liberal state of California. And I got to tell you, whether it be Elon Musk, who I talk to frequently, Elon had to get out of California because in part of the social policies in California, and Elon consistently tells me that he likes the social policies in the state of Texas.